teams have faced relegation before and may yet face it again. Now held together by little more than dreams, Vitality look like they've been kind of improving here over the last few weeks.
I have faith in Fnatic. I'm still a believer.
Oh, Soa's teleporting behind. This might be the comeback.
Connecting or not. What does Foxy want to lock in? 2 seconds left. It will be the Gnaw in the top lanes.
Joko has got the Shen shield. He went from teleport to stand united, and that's exactly what Vitality are doing here.
And there's a teleport from Sartorius coming in behind Rockout. The teleport complete.
This is dirty. He's coming with the Gragas.
Welcome to the EU LCS 2017 Spring Split. We are coming to you live from Berlin as we kick off Top Lane Week, a celebration of all things to the north of the Rift. Now tonight, our 8th week of competition gets underway as the teams retreat back into their groups, fighting amongst themselves in the sprint towards playoffs. There we go. Teams are setting up on stage. Origin's new jungler, Syncroft there, talking to Sartorius as well. As them setting up on stage. Good evening, I'm EpicSkillshot, and joining me here is Andrew Vedius Day, who wrote a fantastic article on how to improve at top lane. Yeah?
Thank you. Yes, I had a lot of help from some of our European pros, and I highly recommend people check it out because they have some great input on how you can get better at top lane.
Definitely do that. But now watch the LCS, because as we enter the final phase of the Spring Split, here is how the teams stand. G2, H2K, the Unicorns of Love, and Misfits have all locked in their spot in playoffs, which means that only 2 places remain. And meanwhile, the battle rages on at the bottom of the table in the fight to stay out of relegation and to keep their hands on that safe spot for the other teams. And that is kind of the theme of today as well.
We have a lot of exciting games this week as well as today. I'm looking forward. We have the big battle of the top table, trying to figure out who can earn what seed and where. And today we're looking at, can some of the bottom teams potentially catch up, make their way into the playoff spots, but more importantly, who can avoid that relegation spot.
And on top of all that tension, as we mentioned, it's also Top Lane Week here at the European LCS. And to let us know what is in store, here's Stress.
Thank you very much, Shogs. Yes, we started at the bottom. Now we're here in Top Lane Week, celebrating everything that the pivotal role and the players that fill it have to offer here in the EU LCS. Now, in between the games today and the breaks, if you head to eu.lolesports.com, you'll see, first of all, our Stats Science 101 video on the top laners' performance so far in the league, hosted by our very own Professor Pyra. You just heard Vedius mention also that he has put together a guide on how you guys at home can improve your top lane play over in Ranked Q. We'll see how you end up improving by the end of the weekend. And our player spotlights that we release each week feature top lane pros and their buddies in the jungle. Those are some duos that we don't normally get to hear from. Here on the broadcast side of things, though, we have top laners joining us all throughout the week, and we want to hear from everybody at home. Tweet your questions at LOL Esports using the hashtag AskATopLaner, and our team and our guests will be sharing answers with you on Twitter, and we'll take some to our post-game lobbies and discuss your questions more in depth too. Let's look towards our matches this week, and you already heard the analysts talking about it. There's a blockbuster day tomorrow. The top 2 teams in both Group A and Group B will be facing off against each other. And during the G2 versus Misfits series, a special treat. We'll be running a top lane stream hosted by Deficio with some special guests, Odo Amne and Soaz. It's going to focus on the top lane, give you guys more in-depth look at the role and how really all of that top lane play ends up working. For now, though, let's get back over to the action as top laners Cabochard and Sartorius are about to face off in Vitality versus Origin.
Thank you so much for that breakdown, Stress. And indeed, Origin is coming into this best of 3 against Vitality with roster changes yet again. And also, this is their last chance to prove something in what has been a disastrous split, but they do seem determined to make something happen.
Origin have not had the best performances. They were struggling already last year, and things have only gotten worse for them in this split so far. But they brought in a new jungler. They've got Syncroft coming in from the LVP, a bit of a named jungler from the region that he's been playing in, and it's exciting to see what he can bring with the team, along with Xpeke still on the roster. You have this brand new talent, going to be nurtured and led by the experienced Peke, and we get to see whether or not this will be big enough enough looking forward towards the promotion tournament.
I did get to talk to him a bit. He seems quite stressed, which is only to be expected for that first match. And as you say it, this is more looking towards a promotion tournament, looking to shore up the lineup for that, probably for Origin.
Origin yet to win a series this split so far. Things are looking pretty bleak for them. Being able to get a win over Vitality would mean a huge amount in terms of the standings, but you are right. The best thing Origin can do right now is improve as much as you can, looking forward towards that promotion tournament.
Definitely, and on the flip side, this match is Vitality's big chance to secure their spot in the EU LCS for the summer split. Again, aiming for that not seventh now, of course, for its safe spot for them, and they made a change as well. Hachani, he's back. I thought about this a bit, and I think even in the games that Vitality ended up losing, sometimes their early game was never the problem. Joko puts a lot of pressure on the map in that series versus Roccat as well. So maybe the thinking here is, well, Hachani, if he can shore up the dying too often a bit, he is at least someone who can make something happen and push them forward in the mid to late game.
I think that's a very valid point, Shox. When we look back at how Hachani was performing, a lot of his mistakes came from just being caught out as an individual, right? It did become a bit of a meme. He was well known for it in the past, and the big thing that he did provide, though, was an element of leadership, an element of shot calling. And perhaps his time on the bench, he's been able to learn a little bit more. He's been able to hold back on some of the mistakes that he was making. And now we get to see what improvements he's been able to make. And we get to see what I'm hoping is a more refined and a more better understanding Vitality of where they want to go in the game and how to move forward.
We will definitely see. And if Vitality manage to win this, they will only be one win away from securing their spot in the league. And again, of course, it isn't the best thing for them. We want to expect more from a lineup like Vitality, but they just have to put their eyes on what is their prize now. And sadly, that is the safe spot, and then hopefully look towards improving for the next split.
That's the best thing that they can hope for. It's been a bit of a sad story for the Vitality organization. Coming in, they were pretty hyped, but now they've struggled and struggled, and now they're really fighting against that promotion spot once again. So here's hoping that with the changes that they've made, bringing Hachani back on, I'm expected to see a lot of early game aggression coming out from the side of Hachani and Joko in particular, and eyes will especially be on Synkrov and what he can do to match this early pressure.
All right, we'll see what happens as we send it over to our casters. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much.